Put him up now.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are doing a new podcast episode, and I'm being held hostage with a blade launcher. So, if you don't want to be held hostage with a blade launcher, hit that subscribe button because this man's he kind of means it. So,
Yeah.
so welcome back. I believe this is episode 6 of the Blade Dragons podcast, and we are going to be talking a lot about products in this episode. After we brush over the new episode of the anime, we didn't get a battle again, but we did get a lot of lore behind Team Zuganic. So we'll get into that right now, and then we'll talk about the new products that released, which are insane. So Alex, take it away.
Yeah, we've got a pretty interesting episode. A lot of exposition, so of course we didn't understand a whole lot of it being in Japanese. Sadly, we did have a couple of auto subtitles, but nothing funny like we had for episode 2. Had a couple of moments, and we'll definitely get into those, but the product stuff that we're going to talk about later is definitely a massive selling point. December is going to be stacked, and I am so excited. We've seen the pictures that came out on Koro today. They've been all over Discord and Instagram and Reddit, and it is going to be an absolute blast. So we are going to go ahead and jump right into our anime topics, and we don't have a whole lot for the anime topics, but there are some things that we definitely will talk a bit about. So let's go straight into our first, which is, if I can actually see everything, if I move my water bottle, where am I going to put my water bottle? It's going here. All right, so we can see here, let's see, oh yeah, our first point is sort of something that's all around a general theme with episode 6. This is the first, full 100% filler episode. Sort of, there are manga events that happen, but they're changed a lot to the point where this episode is fully nothing like the manga. There's absolutely nothing in here that is one-to-one with the manga like we've seen with every other episode, which is interesting. And of course, the first thing with that is that there is a big visit to the indoor zoo. Why are my lights shutting off? Damn it. Anyway, so we're at the indoor zoo, and Team Persona is, they just kind of fool around the whole time. And, Common is just...
Common makes some friends with King Julian.
Exactly. King Julian and his pals are hanging out with Common X there, and Bird also made a very funny face in the anime, which was really cool. And then, of course, Bird is getting heckled by some birds here, while Common and Multi are just laughing at him. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, man. These birds, they just...
Bird is not a good bird to these other birds.
He's not a good bird. They've caught him. He's a fake. He was sus.
He's a fake.
He was sus the whole time.
It's just hair dye in there. It's not real feathers.
Exactly. They found him out for the faker he was. So, but it's definitely, it's kind of refreshing to see a very different take on the events that happened in the manga with this. It's been very one-to-one so far, but having the zoo where we meet Team Zuganic is definitely very fitting. I like it a lot better than what we got in the manga.
It was a really cute episode. We saw a lot of interactions with animals, and once again, a lot of emotion, and we like what they're portraying in the anime. It's just, as you've heard, we have a few complaints, and we'll just move past those. Mm-hmm. But very, very good filler episode for what it was.
Absolutely. Not bad by any means. Just a little bit slow. If you're not super invested, especially if you don't know what's going to happen next and when the next battle is supposed to happen, it's kind of hard to enjoy. I find it. I think if I didn't know that, this is part of the build up to the battle, and understanding that the anime is taking a lot of liberties from the manga, I think I would be I'd have a much more negative opinion of the anime as of right now. But knowing that, it's following loose events of the manga, and especially knowing how closely, or I guess not as, how loosely Beyblade tends to follow its manga, it gives me solace knowing that there will be slower moments than we get in the anime, because anime is battle. It goes very fast, where the manga goes very fast with how everything happens versus the anime, which slows down a little bit. But I think I like that the anime slows down a bit, makes it a little easier to keep up with.
You know, they won't rush the storyline, but they'll rush the animation.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? All right, so of course, our next topic is our weekly dose of Common being wholesome. He's got his beans and he's got his milk. He's so happy. I love it. Common is very happy this episode for the most part, but he's always happy. I love that. I'm gonna hate it when we get like an episode where like Common realizes his mom died and he's gonna be upset or something like that.
Comet hits his limit break, Super Saiyan 4. He just has a mental breakdown.
He just loses it. Just goes fetal, crying. I don't want that episode. I want Common to always be happy. That'd be the best.
It's a good character.
So true. Now, next was just kind of a funny thing that happened with the I think this was actually what they said in the anime too, but it was Common was thinking of names for to rename the team, and of course the name he comes up with is Team Sushi Paradise, and I love it. I love it so much.
I kind of dig that name, Sushi Paradise. I don't remember what their I forget what the subtitle said their actual name was, but it is something sushi.
No, their actual name
or at least
their name is Persona. Team Persona.
Well, they in the teaser there it said something about their sponsor name.
Oh.
Yeah, it said and then Common X was just talking about different types of sushi he liked.
Interesting. Okay. But yeah. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Imagine if they were just like Team Unagi Sushi. That would be the greatest.
Yeah.
That would fit in very well with Taisho's headband that we're going to talk about in a little bit there. But of course, more Common X wholesomeness. And one thing that was also very funny, I don't think we got a screen cap of it, which is okay. But in the episode when they take their lunch break in the middle of the day, they end up going to like this rainforest cafe sort of place, which is just so funny. It's absolutely hilarious. I have never been to a rainforest cafe before. I know Ted Nivison did a video like a year or two ago maybe, where he and his buddy went to every rainforest cafe location in the U.S., which was pretty interesting. And of course, I just so happened to be like less than an hour away from the worst rainforest cafe in the United States. So, yeah, I don't.
Good for you.
That's
something to flex on.
I wasn't about to go down there. He also did he went around and with the same guy, and he went to all the Jimmy Buffett's Margaritavilles in the U.S. And apparently, there's also one in my state too, which is interesting. It's either my state or your state. But it's pretty close-ish.
Margaritaville is banned from my my siblings. We went down to Disney, and we ate at a Margaritaville. We waited an hour for nachos, and then it was at Universal Studios. We waited 45 minutes for nachos. Then the waitress said, "Sorry, I didn't put in your entrees because you ordered nachos." And at this point, it is like an hour before close, and we were like, "Give us the bill." She gave us the bill with all of our food on it before we even got our food.
Did you guys actually pay for all the food that?
No, we got it. We got up and left. We didn't we just got up and left.
You guys didn't even
what is
pay?
Happening here? Well, we paid for like a drink, which is pretty much all we got.
That's fair. That's so funny.
And so we don't go to Margaritavilles anymore because they that one waitress just didn't give us our food.
Well, I imagine it was. Well, I guess it does stem back to the waitress maybe not getting your order all the way through or whatever, misunderstanding something.
Well, it was 97-degree Florida weather. First meal of the day, looking for a quick dinner at Margaritaville, and then nothing. Not even good nachos. Oof. And then I had Cinnabon for dinner.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, Margaritaville. Florida. I mean, that's just your average Florida moment. To be fair, Florida and Ohio be like that, but oh man, that's a shame.
Yeah. Oh well. We move. We move.
Yep, we keep going. So that was our adventures in restaurant touring for today. Back to Beyblade X, and this is something that we actually have screenshots for. We get a. Oh man, I'm gonna end up burping so much this episode. Apple juice, baby. Anyways,
Water.
we get a closer look at Team Zuganic, and we get to see, you know, how they are close up. So we get to see Toguru here, who is got a pet snake, and it's very interesting that they introduce us to them in the zoo, and they sort of give a little more personality to everybody and the whole team by having them be like, at the zoo. I think they work for the zoo. They said that or something like
It
that.
seems that way because we'll get into King literally just. Well, actually, it doesn't even matter that King works at the zoo. Apparently, the lions just aren't vicious in Beyblade X land.
Yeah, lions.
Because they just allow random people in their damn exhibit.
I don't know, man, dude. The lions in Beyblade X are built different. Like in Metal Fight, when Kiyoya went to the zoo and was like screaming at the lions, they were all like screaming back at him. But then these lions just like don't care about humans apparently, which is kind of whack. But yeah, we get Togru there, who from this angle he definitely does kind of look like Tetsuya with spiky teeth.
Yeah,
It's like Tetsuya Reborn. And then we've got Chopin, who is kind of facing off with a rhino here. This is a pretty dope shot. And it's very interesting what happens. The rhino flips her up, and then she does like a backflip onto the top. And they're like posing there, which is kind of cute, which is pretty cool. Chopin's energy is fun. And then, of course, we get King, who's just kind of chilling with this lion here.
this is the world's biggest lion, dude. Like
Yeah,
this kid is no means tall, but this lion's head is like 2 to 3 feet tall. Like outrageous.
yeah, like the lion's head alone is like just about as big as King himself. It is insane.
It's bigger without the hair.
Yeah, it is. Oh man, the lions are they're bigger than real life, but they're also like they're bigger than real life, but they're also they're much tamer, it seems. But then
Can we compare this? King is the size of a lion. That must be the world's tiniest rhino.
Oh my gosh, yeah, dude. King is not very tall. And if we take a look at him here, so he's not much taller than Chopin. And here is Chopin facing off with a rhino. So once there are absolutely
not relevant.
There are
not relative.
no proportions at all. 80K, come on. The proportion control is so bad here. I was hoping maybe we wouldn't have to deal with. You know what? In all honesty, this could be a baby rhino.
It could be baby rhino.
I will give 80K the benefit of the doubt and say that this is a baby rhino and that they fed this lion steroids.
And then that lion ate baby rhinos.
I don't know if Chopin would be okay with that, but definitely eating well. But
King feeds them good.
I don't know what King has been feeding him. Now, you know what? King has been he's been putting on the Pumping Iron VHS for the lion every night. So this lion is just actually super buff. He is jacked, like he's the Arnold Schwarzenegger of lions. But it's kind of wacky just how like weird the proportions are, regardless of age of the animals, I suppose.
But they got the snake right. The snake is a correct size.
Mm-hmm. They did get the snake right.
So
I'll give them that.
They're 1 for 3. We'll take it.
Could be worse. Could be worse. So it was
Mm-hmm.
definitely nice to see like a closer look at Team Zuganic overall. And then here we get to the part where they majorly changed the events of the manga into the anime for the first time. Um, we see Team Persona here kind of in disguise, barely in disguise. I'd say maybe if you didn't really know who Multi was before her battle with Common Action Bird and becoming a member of Team Persona, this might actually fool you, but there's no way that Common is getting away with this crap. And then no one cares
It's
about
really
Bird.
great that Bird is the most unique character out of the three of them, and he's the one that no one knows. It's funny they at the beginning they all put up their hoods, or Multiar is already in disguise. Bird puts up his hood, and they're like, "Yeah, no one probably knows who you are."
Poor Bird. It just wasn't his episode this time.
Well, it's funny that Common X and Bird both showed up on the scene at the same time, but because Common won his battle, people know him, but apparently they don't know their full team. It's kind of weird that they kind of brush past Bird just because he lost or he's not a masked man.
Although I think at this point, Bird has not battled at all. Well, no, he battled Multi, but lost.
He lost.
And then that was it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Maybe
he is.
they don't like losers.
He's 0 for 2, which is a bit of a shame, but I hope soon he wins. I really hope he wins soon, or goes on a training journey in the next couple episodes after Zuganic. He needs to.
Watch him get Hell's Chain and he's just OP.
Maybe. We will definitely see with that. But yeah, so we get that, and then we of course get this shot here with this lion, if you can call it that, next to Team Zuganic. And then, of course, we get our lovely image here of King sniffing Bird and then proceeding to tell him that he smells like a weakling, which, I mean, he's not wrong. Bird sucks at Beyblading. So it makes sense that King would just be like, "Oh, you smell weak."
Bird is a punching bag. I think this is the third episode that they've literally just mocked Bird straight to his face.
Pretty much.
And they're like, Bird, we're not going to allow you to train, but you just won't get any better at Beyblade. It's not that you can't demonstrate your skill, you're just not going to win or whatever they said in this episode. We were like, what?
Yeah, they're very mean to Bird, which is interesting. And I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's interesting to see so much of them trashing him. You know, it's a little bit uncharacteristic of Beyblade because it's always been about everybody, if you're friends with them, you get them better even if they suck. So it's very interesting to see a more modern take on friendship where they're, just trashing them frequently. But although I don't think Multi is really friends with any of them, Common definitely is, because Common does treat Bird pretty well for the most part. But
yeah,
don't
no,
know.
Multi's, I don't know. She comes in, calls Bird lazy, and then proceeds to eat breakfast. And I'm like, what? She's lazy just because she doesn't. He makes all of your recordings and your photo shoots. He's not lazy. He's your backbone.
Yeah.
Bird was like, I'm going to be the cameraman now for all of Multi's posts. How dare this be my role instead of a Beyblader? And then proceeds to get beat up on for his lack of skill.
Exactly. That's how it be. Poor Bird. He's not a good bird. And then we get this lovely shot now. There's some colorful language, which I think we should be okay not having to censor, but it's...
No, both fine.
Yeah, that's probably not going to be in the English dub, unless they actually do have some more mature language, which I would love to see. I would hate to see.
I highly doubt it. I think I don't know how it translates from Asian culture to the American culture, because I don't recall it being in any other animes that they swear, so I don't think it's really normalized. So
Eh,
maybe it's
JoJo's
just a
Bizarre
weird
Adventure, I
weird
know they swear.
translation. Okay.
Some of
I don't
them,
remember I don't remember what they Oh, they do a bit, yeah.
I think it depends on the anime. So for something that's like more geared towards kids, the language will get censored a bit more. But if it's like an anime that's like more for adults or teenagers or
Mhm.
older demographics, they'll leave the cursing in the dub. So I guess it depends on the age group that Beyblade X will be marketed toward, which I think they should really focus on. I mean, of course, this is what Takero's doing. They've been focusing on heavily on making it very much for all ages. Doesn't matter how old you are, how long you've been into Beyblade. Beyblade X is for everybody, and I can only pray that Hasbro will do the same because if we get another like few years of Hasbro pandering to children and younger demographics and making dumb editing edits to the Beyblades and like leaving features out or making them worse. I at least I have money to buy Takeratomi Beyblades now. That's my one solace. So hey, if Hasbro fails, we don't have to talk about them. But anyways,
Yeah.
back to the anime. It was another thing that's interesting is that Multi directly called Bird out as their team leader when King asked, and
Mhm.
she like shoves Bird out, and then King takes a sniff. He gets a big old whiff of Bird and calls him a loser, and then Bird kind of defends himself. Which I don't know why
Yeah.
he would. He's literally lost every battle he's been in, but
Yeah, I guess it makes sense that Bird is the leader. Common came up to him and said, "We'll make a team." But why is Common's mask their face of their logo? Why? That doesn't make any sense.
yeah, who knows? I mean, if Bird is the team leader, you would expect it. You would
Well,
expect.
every team leader has been their logo. Like King is the lion, and apparently Common X is just the best on the team. So it's all about him until leaders need to be claimed, and it's just Bird.
Yep. So that's an interesting decision, and I wonder how that'll play out. Hopefully, Bird gets better and actually earns his title of being the best. But hey, we still got. Let's see, we're in episode 6, so 45 episodes left. Which that's
Yeah.
crazy. We're already like 6 episodes in, man.
That's crazy. I
Swear.
wake up every Friday, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what time Zenki wakes up in the morning, but he got this video out before I was even up, and it says 4 hours ago. What?
Dude, I don't even know, man. Zanky is on like something. You know what? He probably is a VPN, and if he's on Japan time, it comes out like way earlier than we get it because we're
But
like,
still, the video says 4 hours ago, and I wake up at like 8.
but yeah. So like when he watches it, he's watching it in Japan's time. So in Japan time, it's already on the YouTube channel because Japan is like a day ahead of us, just about. So it's like
Mm.
it's already out for Japan, and then he watches it and then uploads his video. So then when it's Friday for us, the video's already out because he watched it when it came out in Japan, but VPN, so he was able to watch it on like Thursday in our time zone.
I guess you're right. But the dude I was talking with in Australia, oh wait, it was I streamed on Friday night and it was Saturday afternoon there. So I guess you are right that it did come out earlier there. Never mind. Just had to think out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I wonder how
so
loud my
we got
munching
more
is.
Taisho lore. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's interesting.
We did get Taisho lore.
And he does not. We had the rope in the last episode, and now he has another live thing on his head, and I believe it's an eel, most likely, not a snake.
It's an eel or some kind of snake. It's a long.
Eel.
It's something. Which actually it does
But
like fall off his head and escape, and Taisho goes and chases it down, which is really funny.
yeah, the thing is literally like as tall as him.
Mm-hmm. But like we were saying in our last episode, how many things is Taisho gonna wear on his head? He's got his sushi, which is sadly not sentient this episode.
I saw eyes when I rewatched it.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I guess we didn't get that.
I saw little dots there. So
So it is sentient. Oh, maybe it's these here, but they're kind of like off to the side.
oh yeah, maybe they're off to the side now. I don't
It's
know.
kind of interesting. I thought that was like the rice detail.
That's what I was thinking, but VPN quality makes it 240p. So sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, VPN quality when we're streaming it over Discord makes the quality kind of poo poo, but we'll try and fix that for next episode.
It
Find
should be
something.
fixed soon in the next few episodes. So
We'll hopefully get a tie down on that. But yep, so we got another piece of Taisho headband lore, which is always lovely to see. And then one thing that was very nice to see was this face that
a
he's
picture
making.
of him.
Face that Togaru's making. He in this little like Smash Bros stock icon image is just so funny.
He's not into it, man. He's not into
He's
it.
just like, oh really? I have to have the Snake Beyblade? Come on. So uninterested. But we get some very nice 3D models for the Beyblades on their team, and they spin them around in the anime episode, which is really cool. There's a lot of detail put into the models, and they look phenomenal. Like they're very close to their real life counterparts, which is fantastic. It's always nice when it's anything that's in the anime you can have in real life as well, and it's really nice to see that we're getting that this time around.
They put a lot of effort into the Beyblade's designs. If they skimp out on anything else, the Beyblades themselves will always look the best.
Definitely.
Because if the Beyblades look bad in the anime, why would you want them in real life? So they probably spend majority of their time animating just the Beyblades.
If they're rushed, then that is definitely the case, where a lot of it goes into the
Mm-hmm.
Beyblades. But then again, the anime and the manga at the end of the day are always meant to push the products first and foremost. So as long as the products look good in the anime and the media that they're featured in, then that's really what matters to everyone who's buying it, and of course to the people that profit off of it. So you can't really dock them for that. We also get Rhino Horn here, and a cute little thing of choke. Why is her arm so long? That looks really weird. I think it's a perspective thing, but it's kind of
That's a
wacky.
it's a snake. It's not her arm.
Oh no, it's the snake arm. She's stealing that from
Wait.
Toguro.
Yeah, no. I mean, if that's her arm, that would reach down to her kneecaps.
Just yep, pretty much. Just one lanky arm. But anyways, I guess that just
Oh,
means
the
Chopen's
proportions.
got a short torso. And then of course we get Rhino Horn here. Very yeah, it's okay. It's interesting how small the blade is, and that's something that's a big feature with Rhino Horn is it's a very compact blade, and then it's on 380 and spike, which I haven't really played around with spike. Rhino Horn is interesting as a blade.
Mine's in the box.
Yeah, I've got mine out. That'll be in a video. It'll actually, I think the video might be out by the time podcast is up. Either that or it'll be out same day or next day, which would be
Yeah.
Friday. But we'll figure it out. But we get a nice little.
It's pretty funny that we were all worried about Beyblades getting too big. And then what the 7th release is a smaller Beyblade. We're like, that is something we've never seen. So
Just
they're going
itty bitty.
completely away from what our expectations are. That's a good
Mhm.
sign.
It is nice. It's also interesting. So one thing that actually, we'll talk about that when we get to product talk. I'll save that for later. And then next
It's coming up shortly.
Next we've got our little sprite of King here, who's looking buff as all heck. Amazing mane. And he's looking very happy here. I like that. And we've got Landclaw here. I think Landclaw looks pretty good. I like the colors, but I think the blade design is a little kind of eh.
Yeah, I mean, it it looks okay. I don't know. It's a very basic design. I mean, I call it basic, but I don't know. It's a pentagon, and then they just kind of put some slashes in it. So I don't know. The concept is really cool. Performance is bad. overall, not my favorite Beyblade.
That is a fair assessment. I will say I like the point bit. I think that's a very interesting part. But aside from like, I think it's funny that like the ratchet and the bit are more interesting than the blade itself this time around.
I don't know. I think as we go, I mean, we'll get into product talk, and we'll move on.
All right, so we will save that for just a little bit. Let's see. So we got all that, and we are pretty much just about done with the anime for today. The last thing that I really want to mention is something that is quite interesting, and don't really think that we've necessarily seen this before in Beyblade. I could be wrong, but either way, it's really cool. If we take a look at King's launcher here, we can see he's got the normal black launcher grip, and he's got the standard Bay Battle Pass, but he's also got the white ripcord launcher that he has, or that is sold with Lion Claw in real life, which is so cool to see. I don't know if they've ever done this, and we've got Elliot holding it up right there. We can see that, it's the same. He's got that same, white.
Am I king?
Yep, right there,
Thank you.
right there. Excellent King cosplay, 10 out of 10. Wonderful. Now give me all your money.
I only got a few bucks with me, dude. Come on.
I'll take all of it and your plastic Gen Beyblades.
Those are even more expensive.
I know. Anyways, stick ups aside, we've got so it's interesting to see that they're really correlating the products to the Beyblade. It's like King uses Lion Claw, so of course he's got the Lion Claw launcher that you would get in real life if you buy Lion Claw new in box.
I'm sure that, like we said with the Beyblades, it's going to be a new thing. Any product that's in real life is going to make an appearance in the anime. Just because anime exclusive products are cool. Like, oh, it was in the anime, now I got it in real life. Sweet. So that's what I'm saying. They're going to have to release Maltese case.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I think one thing that speaking of like anime products in real life, I think one thing that maybe Hasbro will do this, or maybe TT will do it as well. I would love to see like a 2-pack or 3-pack, but I guess it would be a 2-pack of the Strike Hawk and Stone Mont Blanc from the anime, since it is Stone Mont Blanc is literally just a white knight shield with a Mount Fuji avatar that's actually a shield. I'm still mad about that. And then Wizard or Strike Hawk is just a wizard arrow, I think on like 480 low flat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a blue low flat and like a sort of dirty yellow 480. And we've got like the wizard arrow, and then it's also got the Strike Hawk bird in the avatar the gear chip there. So I think it would be really cool if we did see that, because they've got the molds already. They would just have to like do new stickers and then just make the white the different color for the plastic. I think that would do pretty good if they advertise as like anime exclusive. They could definitely make a buck off of that. I think people would buy it, especially older fans, collectors definitely, and then older fans are like, hey, that was in the anime. We'll get that. It's not necessary, but I think it would be a fun thing. Maybe
they'll probably bring it back
that
for like an anniversary edition or something.
that'd be pretty cool. Or if they did like a flashback scene in a later series, and they were like, hey, we'll have the flashback of Strike Hawk and Mont Blanc as a thing. I don't know.
What if Strike Hawk becomes Bird's third bay? He just says,
so
screw Hell's Chain, I've got Bird's Strike Hawk.
Bird Arrow back again.
Yes!
Oh, I would love that. That'd be amazing. But I think that is pretty much it for our anime talk for today. So a lot shorter than normal. But then again, this was a very expositional episode, setting up a lot of things. And, we didn't get a whole lot outside of, that. And then we also got we'll scroll through our screenshots here, our extra stuff. that,
Bird.
bird's face. It looks like that
This is when
one.
this is when he's becoming a punching bag.
Sad face.
Yeah, it looks like this. Yes, I know it.
It's. I
It's a
know.
sad face mask or something.
Sad face mask.
Yeah.
It's like that one. I don't think it's.
It looks like the actual Mardi Gras mask there that you just hit up. That's what it reminded me of, I'm pretty sure.
There's like it's like one of these. It's like it's one of these like classic images. Everyone's seen them.
Gosh,
Yeah.
how old does it have to be? Like freaking 14 years old at this point? Damn.
Oh yeah, no, they're getting close to legal drinking age in Europe. Oh come on, where is it? I am not giving up. I will find this stinking face. Like, it looks exactly like that. The bird is making the exact face. I don't know what the name of it is. I'm pretty sure everybody who knows like what face I'm talking about and sees Bird's face here, they know what the image looks like. I just can't find it.
No, I saw that face and I knew it was looked like something I've seen before.
Tire face, maybe? No, that's just this one. Maybe depressed face. Let's try that.
Guess not.
No, it's pretty sure it's a Wojak. Could be wrong though. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll move on. Anyways, we got a nice meme face from Bird there, and then we've got Common with the glossed anime glasses, as per usual. Gotta love Maiden.
Yes, Maiden is the authority in this household.
Pretty much, Taisho just makes the food, and you know, he's Taisho.
Throws out the money or the sushi.
Maiden is actually putting in the hard work, making slideshows with animations for debriefs, writing 1,500 pages MLA format Times New Roman, .12 font for everybody to read, you know, putting Bird in his place right here,
Whew.
being very sweet with him.
And they did say at the end of the episode that they are going to battle 100 times. So more training, probably going to be off camera.
Oh,
Maybe
yes.
they're gonna join in, and he's breaking a sweat, and Maiden's like, "What are you doing? We just battled like twice." And he's like, "I'm so tired though."
Is that sweat on your face? We've only done 50 battles. You got 50 more to go, bud.
Yep. And then you can lose.
Pretty much. So, now that we have got our anime talk all out of the way, it is time to take a look at the brand new products that have gotten dropped via Korokoro as of, I think, yesterday. Today in Japan, which was yesterday for us. And here's some screenshots that Ilinuk sent me from Instagram. And we've got the new Beyblade. So over here, we have got Phoenix Wing. And this is going to be our entry starter set. It's got a red and black string launcher that comes with it. So that's what entry starter means. It's got a string launcher. And then we have got Phoenix Feather, which we'll get to in a sec. And then we've got Wyvern Gale. And Wyvern Gale is going to be the starter for, or not the starter, sorry, the Random Booster Volume 2 prize, which is going to be interesting. And we've got a lot to talk about in terms of the bits on these blades because they are unreal. They're brand new. So we're going to go ahead and pull up Mall of Base here to see what the December releases are going to look like.
They're blacked out.
Yeah, so we've got the let's see. Okay, so that's in January. All right, so we got four things that are coming. We've got the
3
entry
Beyblades,
starter.
so I guess one of them is going to be an entry So if we pay $4 more, we get a string launcher instead of a regular launcher.
Mm-hmm.
How interesting! I didn't think that's really something. Have we seen? Oh, I guess El Drago. Not
I
many Beyblades have released with string launchers. I
Yeah,
mean, I
it's
guess
kind of
Valkyrie
rare.
did at one point, but it is rare.
Gravity Perseus did, and I think Variaris did come with one. That might have been in a set
Hmm.
though, but um,
We
I'm
got
not
another
sure
recolored
yet.
launcher.
So we get
Is that red
another
and gold?
red and black, which is pretty tight.
Red and black.
So
Yeah.
I will be getting that. I'll be getting that, so that'll be interesting. I'll have two string launchers. Um, so we got that for the entry starter, and we're gonna take a closer look at these. So we've got Phoenix Wing here, and if we take a look at that bit, we can see that the gears go all the way. The gear teeth go all the way down to the bottom of the bit, and we have never seen that before. Which
Mm-mm.
I am just I cannot wait for that. Now, of course, with the teeth going all the way to the base of the tip on the bit, that it's probably when you because Beyblade X Bays, the battles usually they get when they get to their end, if it's a spin out or sometimes it turns into a burst or over finish, they will lean very far over, sometimes scrape against the bottom of the stadium, and with Phoenix Wing, it will probably shred the bottom part of the gear teeth on the bit there. Just thinking about it, that's definitely
It's it's crazy. That doesn't look like it's an X layer. That looks like it's out of burst. I didn't think. I just keep looking at this. I'm like, that looks like plastic. There's no way that's metal. But I guess that's a full metal Phoenix Bay, which is
hmm
going to be insane. And the designs, like, I don't understand what they're doing with these designs. That each one gets better. Like, it's insane.
everything just keeps getting like better and better. Every new design that comes out is like somehow even better than the last one, which is crazy.
Hmm.
And we're probably going to get more news on this maybe next month. I want
By
to say
mid month, yeah,
we'll probably
mid
get
month.
we'll get like the official renders and all that. And this Ratchet, if we look at it, looks kind of interesting because it doesn't look like anything we've seen before. So I'm very
Yeah, it doesn't
curious.
look. Oh, it does look more smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Well, yeah, I highly doubt they're gonna leave the ratchets as simple as they are now. They're probably gonna more be seamless integrations into the actual layer like they were, similar to Burst, that they
Mm-hmm.
actually have characteristics.
I mean, like, let's just go ahead and take a look at um, the ordered list for Beyblades. I think what are we like 13 Beyblades in terms of stock bays, and then recolors like easy to get basic recolors 18. So 18 plus 13 is
21 bays.
31.
Oh, 8. Oh, 18 plus 21. Oh, yeah.
18 plus 13 is 31.
32.
So
Something.
we're 31 bays in, and we're already not good at math. But anyways, we're 31 bays in, and we have 6 ratchets total, which is pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when Mario Kart 7 introduced gliders, and they had like what was it, like 8 gliders or something like that, and we've got like 6
Mm-hmm.
ratchets. We have more bits than we have ratchets. We've got options for bits, and then for
We
ratchets,
have a lot of options for bits.
we've got 13 blades. Probably. Oh wait, actually, I have a spreadsheet. I think it's 13 blades, 11 bits, and then 6 ratchets.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, let me pull
Yeah,
up that
these
spreadsheet.
new bits are going to be very interesting because I'm highly doubt you'll be able to see this, but I've
Mm-hmm.
got durability issues on my low flats.
Oh yeah.
Like all of my low flats have like gashes taken out of them, and the teeth are kind of chewed on them. So we'll have to see what they do with these future releases, but these bays get worn, and that's just something that's gonna have to happen. But if you want a competitive based or a competitive bay chances are you might have to at least get 2 if you're gonna run this same setup for however long.
Hmm. Which is definitely why I've been getting the full set random boosters because those extra parts will really come in handy down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
For sure.
it kind of having like every stock Beyblade minus Cobalt Drake that has been released so far. I'm in like this weird position where I'm kind of like I don't know what kind of content to do. It's like when you
Mm-hmm.
don't have everything, you kind of like get creative with what with what videos you do. But now that I have everything, it's like what can I do with everything? It's kind of like I have so much room to think about with creativity that it's like I can't get anywhere. And then when I do come up
Yep.
with something, it doesn't feel like it goes very far because I don't use as much like of the free space to for my creativity to roam around as like I feel that I need to or whatever. It's kind of whack,
Got to
but
think outside the box.
and I do have something new coming up that is going to be fun and interactive, which means that everybody watching this video, everyone over on my channel, Elliot's channel, every blader in the world will be able to participate. Um, and I'll mention that in my own video. So be sure that you're subscribed to our personal channel so you don't miss out on all of the fun stuff that we do. But anyways, back to our products. We've got a total of 13 blades, 11 bits, and then only 6 ratchets. So I'm really hoping we get some new ratchets with our next couple releases. And I know for one of them, we're not getting a new ratchet, but it looks like with Phoenix Wing, we might be getting something new because this does not look like any kind of ratchet that we've gotten before. So I'm definitely excited to see what we get with that one.
It's probably gonna end up being more personalized for Beyblades, and there might look very ugly on your competitive combos because if you put something that has those many jagged edges in that color on like a drawn sword, that those could really clash, and it might not be the prettiest looking bays, but they could be the best performing.
Definitely.
So we'll have to see what they do with these these releases. But when I got tired, I'm like, duh, these releases are kind of and then now we get stuff like this. I'm like, dude, just let me breathe. I'm like, oh, I'm getting bored, and they just keep ramping it up. It's like the anime. They take a month off and then they come back harder.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think the last couple of releases were like expected and then also underwhelming at the same time. Team Zuganic was just not as exciting as I was expecting. And then even like with the deck sets that came out, it's I didn't even make a video on them. And I probably won't make a video on them. I
Yeah.
recorded like 3 videos unboxing and doing some battles and testing, and I didn't have the motivation to finish any of them because I was bored. Like while recording, I just found myself being tired and uninterested in what was happening. And it's like when I reviewed the footage before I imported it to my editing software, I was like, wow, I seem so unengaged in this. Like my commentary was like so bad by the end, and it's like these past few, like I think past like month or two has been a little lackluster with what we've received in terms of products. But with these new ones, very much ramping it up. It looks like we're finally getting a new Ratchet. Not to say that 560 and 580 were bad. They were definitely interesting and they
They were
broke the mold a little
horrible.
bit. They sucked. We hate them. TT screw off. No, but they
No,
were they were a little
they were
they were,
bad
they were
for
okay
competitive use.
for
But
competitive
they were
use.
it's a good concept. Concept is good.
Yeah, it's nice variation, and it was interesting to see the bigger blades on the Ratchet. But then they just didn't do anything with that, and then we got Hell's Chain and Drawn Dagger, and we got Rush, and Rush is like the only interesting part of the entire 6 Beyblades in those 2 deck sets. Everything else was either stuff that we already had, or it was stuff that we already had that was like a millimeter taller, and then Hell's Chain. And that was it. There was nothing new. And nothing like really interesting to talk about aside from Hell's Chain, Blade, Drawn Dagger Blade, and Rush. And then everything else was like, okay, cool. We have extra versions of this now. But with Phoenix Wing and the other two Beyblades, Phoenix Feather and Wyvern Gale, they look really awesome. It looks like we're finally getting some, some new concepts that, will shake up the competitive. And I'm definitely excited for, to get these new parts. With Zuganix Beyblades, I was like, okay, so some cool new ratchets, point bit, orb bit, these blades look interesting. It's okay. And then the deck sets were just a killer. I didn't like them that much. They were okay, the blades. I mean, like I said, it was unengaging for the most part. There was barely anything new, so it was kind of a write-off for me at least. And I lost my race with Illinuk to see who could make a video on Hell's Chain, and it just didn't happen for me. So GG Illinuk, as always, and I extended that to him personally, so it's all good. It's all for fun anyways. It's not an actual race, we're all chill here, but anyways. But these new products, I keep going in circles. I hate this. To cap it off, I'll let you take the reins.
It's pretty funny that with these new Bay designs here, Cobalt Drake is supposed to be the best Beyblade for the best character. Already looks basic as ever.
It really does.
It's like, oh, it looks kind of cool. I was never really a fan of the design, honestly. It was like, oh, Dragon Bay, four protrusions. It's kind of cool. Colors were, I'm a fan. Blue's my favorite color. That was an ugly Beyblade, and now we're getting stuff like this. We're gonna see Cobalt Drake. No, I guarantee before we even get to see Cobalt Drake in battle, he's gonna get an evolution.
Nah, I don't think so. We're gonna.
You think they're gonna do? Do you think they're gonna do the first gen battle at the end of season 1?
Of course.
You think Hell's Chain times 10 is gonna be a first round pick?
I mean, I don't think that they're going to move on with Generation. Now, I know that UX has been a big point of contention, and there's a lot of people that have been like, oh, UX is going to be System 2, it's going to be Season 2, Season 1 of Beyblade X is almost over, and it's like, are you guys stupid? I'm sorry, but ADK said, Takara Tomy said, that we're having 51 episodes in Season 1. It's coming out weekly. Mm-hmm. We're not seeing Season 2 until next year, until next fall. It's going to be September, October 2024 when we see Season 2. Probably summer 2024 when we get announcements for anything related to Season 2. If that. It's not going to happen for a while. UX is and Zenki said this, he had a stream, I think a couple days ago. Go check that out. I was in there. And, he talks about, he answered some questions about UX. I had theorized that it would be electronic Beyblades. Zenki debunked that because he's a vendor. So he gets, price information. And based on the prices for UX, it's not much more than the standard releases. So it's probably not going to be, anything like XTS or electronic Beyblades or light up anything, because then there would be a massive increase in price for that. And it's not going to be that. And there's a lot of theories that are going around, but it's probably going to be a small side thing, is my guess, to X. I don't know what they'll do with it, or if it'll be related to what we've got now and in the next couple months, or if it'll just be something completely different that they'll kind of roll out progressively within X. But it's definitely not season 2.
I like the concept of trading cards. Cora released an exclusive with Duel Monsters or something. I forget who it was. I was talking to one of my friends. And the Cora exclusive has a Common X Pokemon card type thing. And it's pretty cool. And I was like, well, talking $20. I don't know what a pack of Pokemon cards is, but probably not $20. But I wouldn't be surprised if they made it a trading card game, because if you didn't know, in Pocket Shoot they did also release trading cards. I believe that
Did
was the last generation that did that because they
Mhm.
flopped.
Oh
But
yeah.
other than that, they're cool things. I mean, if you can't Beyblade, why not Pokemon battle with
But at
Beyblades?
that point, why would you not Beyblade? Because Beyblade is cheap enough to where it's like when it's available and it's new, it's typically not the most expensive thing in the world. And I don't think X is even that expensive. Like I think in Japan, if you were to buy them, they're about like $10, which is only like a
Okay.
couple dollars more than, you know, Metal Fight back in the day. Those were maybe like I think $7 to $8, like Walmart or Target. And I think once we get them in the U.S., they might be hiked a little bit because the U.S.'s economy is trash. So we might see like maybe
Garbage.
14, 14 or $15, which
If they're under 20, I can be reasonable with.
yeah,
But
I can live with that.
if I'm still spending $25 next year, I'm gonna be livid.
Yeah, if I go to Walmart and like a starter is $30, I am going to be so mad. Like that's unacceptable, Hasbro. You cannot do that. That's like what is that? 30 versus 10. It's like a 200% increase or something like that in price.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I mean, you're trying to target audiences, let alone adults. I mean, adults have bills. They can't spend $30. That's literally, for some people, they could make that a week of groceries. And if a parent's getting that for Christmas, who's gonna be able to afford $100 for their 2 to 3 children to have Beyblades, let alone a stadium?
Yeah. I mean the starter
Like, that's just
sets.
not gonna work, and not gonna work if the price is too high. I paid $7 for a gallon of milk the other day. Believe it or not.
Oh my, that is way too much to be spending on milk, man.
Milk, a disposable product,
A
and
gallon a
yeah,
gallon of milk for seven
yeah, no.
dollars. Oh,
I walked in with a $5 bill and they said seven. I was like, "You're lucky I don't want to drive 10 minutes down the road."
that's ridiculous. The price gouging right now is absolutely nuts. Don't even get me started on gas prices. Although the gas prices, at least in my area, aren't like too bad compared to what they were like a couple years ago because it was really bad during the height of the pandemic. You get like
hmm
$5 a gallon everywhere. I was so pissed. It was the worst time to start driving too, because I got my license and my first car 2020 2021, and prices for gas were so bad. But at least I paid for that car outright, and it sucked too. That thing was a piece. It had like 3 holes in the chassis. You could poke your finger through the carpet in the floor, and if you looked under the car, you could see where you were poking down. And then same vice versa if you poked up. My dad called it the Flintstones car. It was
There
funny.
you go.
And then I wrecked it and I got a way better car that's stick. So I'm happy now, but like still gas prices are just nuts. All the prices in America are just ridiculous right now. We need some systemic restructure or another recession. I would prefer restructure personally, so that we don't all lose our money. But we'll just see what happens. I hope it happens soon. We're not finance
It will.
experts by any means. But best we can do is hope for the best.
Yep.
But back to
Nothing's gonna stay
Beyblade.
the way it is very soon. But yeah, let's
hmm
move on to the next Beyblade.
let's get back to
We
Beyblade. We've got Phoenix Feather, which
no, that's Strike Hawk, man. That's Strike Hawk.
it's Strikehawk. No, it's so Phoenix Feather looks interesting. Now we don't really have a full, clear image of the entire blade, or what ratchet or bit it's going to be on. So this one's going to be a mystery, but it does look pretty. It looks pretty cool from what we've seen. Also, I think with what is it? I forgot what it's called already. Phoenix Wing, which is what we were just looking at. There was a
hmm
lotto thing. So if you guys remember back when Landclaw was sort of leaked or not leaked, but announced on Koro, there was like the 100 lotto thing, and I've seen people in some of the discords that I'm in, like WBO and some YouTuber servers, that they were talking about how like, oh, we're not going to get Phoenix Feather, but like people were saying that when we got Landclaw, and Landclaw is a regular starter. It's like they had like a limited run of 100 for Lotto. I think for Koro Core or TT or something else. I think that's Japan only though. And then they do a regular release of it just being, like a normal Beyblade. So for anyone that, thinks that Phoenix Feather is going to be like super limited, it's not. It's going to be a regular release. We saw it with Landclaw. There's really no reason to think that we're not getting a full wide release of Phoenix Feather. But from this, it looks interesting. And
I really hope that they don't just kill the Phoenix motif. Because right there, is there going to be a damn team of Phoenixes? Like, come on, that's not original at all.
Probably not. I don't think they will.
I was like, 2 Phoenix releases. That's just Phoenix is normally like. Was there a Phoenix in Metal Fight? I don't think there was.
Yes, there was.
On Dragons.
Jenga's dad.
Jenga's dad only shows up in the last 8 episodes. Come on.
He shows up in like episode.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I was about to say, I'm like, dude, he shows up like halfway through and kicks Jenga's butt.
Yeah, but still, it's only like a 1-off, 2-off in every generation. To do 2 off the bat, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. I hope they don't start murking my boy Dronzer over here.
Well, to be fair, we did see like 2 knights very close together. We've got 2 Hells and 2 Drawn. And
this is probably the first one, and then he breaks his bay, and then he gets this dope-ass red one.
But I don't think that's going to be the case, because with Night Shield and Night Lance, they're both separate Beyblades. They're both the same type of Beyblade, but, just different, blade designs, different gimmicks on them. I don't think that Drawn Dagger or Drawn Sword is going to break and then X switches to Drawn Dagger. He's probably just going to have, like, Drawn Dagger. Maybe get it from Multi, or maybe buy it. We'll find out when we get to that part of the manga and the anime. But, I don't think it's going to be they break their Beyblades and then get new ones so soon. It just kind of feels odd. I think it's going to be the deck set format, because Multi's got multiple Beyblades. Why can't Common and Bird and everyone else have multiple Beyblades as well? And it's also kind of nice to see that we get like 2 sides with the same avatar. It's like we're not going to expire or expend like all of the options for avatars right off the bat. Where it's like, it's nice that we get like 2 Drawns or 2 Dragons, and we get like Drawn Sword, Drawn Dagger. It's like very distinct differences in the blade, but it's still the same avatar. I think I kind of like that. It varies what we get in terms of performance, while also preserving like the amount of avatars that we'll see throughout. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean they're moving fast in some reasons, or some ways. Some ways they're dragging their feet. It seems a little unbalanced with some of the decisions they're making all around. But once again, we're just gotta wait and see, because it seems like they're just keep turning it up. It's like we thought we started at 10. We actually started at 3. And then they keep turning it up, and by the end of January, we're probably going to be close to 10.
Possibly. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. It's looking good, but let's move on to Wyvern.
Yep. Oh, wait. Before we do that, real quick, one thing I did want to mention, you had mentioned having 2 Phoenixes and then that imposing on Dronzer. It is worth noting that we have seen so far 2 colored blades. Only 2 blades have painted versions. Oh, I don't know if the painted version is the normal release of Phoenix Wing, or if it's the Lotto release. We'll see. I forget which one it is. I don't know. People who are in like the WBO and other people's Discord servers will know. We had some conversations in there if they watched this, but anyways, it's interesting that we've got 2 blades for X that have been painted. The first one is Cobalt Drake, and the second one is Phoenix Wing. The Cobalt Drake is very similar to Dragoon, and Phoenix Wing is like Dronzer. You've got the Dragon, you've got the Phoenix. Both painted blades. I wonder if that's like a callback to
I don't know. The at least Cobalt Drake looked like Dragoon. That this one, the avatar is pretty much all that it looks like. But at the same time, I wouldn't doubt it if this was the Lotto release. That or just get a normal one, because I don't see why they would just start painting blades all of a sudden. But I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'm not a fan. I wish they anodized them or did something that just didn't flake off,
yeah,
because the paint is such a cool aspect. But
mhm.
I get the price is outrageous to probably even make these compared to burst bays. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But if I get a red bay that turns silver after 10 battles, chances are I don't know. I don't know if I haven't had Cobalt Drake, but if the paint is similar to the way they worked on Dronzer, if we're gonna start getting tie-dye bays because every bay is gonna be painted a different color, I don't know. I wish they would just kind of find a way to make more characteristics out of it or update the paint.
Yeah, fix how they color the blades and the metal on that. I don't know, man. I guess we'll just have to see in time. But anyways, we're gonna move on to Wyvern Gale. Now we actually do get much more info on Wyvern Gale than any other blade. So from this, Wyvern Gale looks pretty interesting. The blade is more rounded. I think this is going to be our stamina type. It's got the rounded ball bit, but you can also see that the gear teeth extend far down. So it's kind of like a wide ball. But I think the thing is it's much more in tune for extreme dashes based on this picture here. Um, and then we get 580 again, which, come on, guys. Again, we just had this twice. So, I mean, I guess whatever. We get it a third time. All right, cool, whatever. At least we get
Hopefully not a fourth time.
a new bit and a new blade. So at least we get 2 new parts with that. But I don't know. I think
Another snake. Wyvern's a snake, right? Or is he like a pterodactyl dragon type thing?
Me,
I don't.
it is a wyvern. It is a kind of dragon.
I thought it was probably a winged dragon. Yeah.
It's got legs, 2 legs, 2 wings. Interesting.
Oh, I was hoping it had 4 wings. Dang it.
Yeah. Cringe. But anyways.
Yeah. Okay, so another dragon motif, which I mean obviously isn't anything new. We had wyvern in the past, but this ball tip, I don't know what we got. Or we got ball. Is this gonna be called watermelon or something?
It's melon. Oh yes.
This is melon.
I think this one's called Gear Ball, and I think the one on Phoenix Wing is gonna be Gear Flat. But I'm pretty sure that they called this already as Gear Ball. I think that's what it says here.
Well, that's funny that Rush makes the bit longer before the gear mechanism, and now they're doing it the other way. So they're showing all of these different counteraction gimmicks.
For the
So
bits.
they're not playing around, playing safe with most of these things. That they're probably just throwing stuff out there at this point, see what people actually like, and they're like, okay, we have 5 months worth of products made. What do they actually want to see for product number 6 or month number 6?
I think they're definitely. I think they have a. It all seems like there's a vision behind X. You know, it seems like they've got like a head on like what they want out of it so far, at least. You know, we'll see down the road, but for now, you know, it's like all this stuff, most of it, aside from the ratchets. But even then, there's a lot of innovation to be had in the ratchets and a lot of technology that goes into Beyblade for this generation, which I always love that aspect of it. But it's definitely, it's interesting to see just all of these variations, simple things too, with the gears of Beyblade X. It changes everything. And I know Hasbro was all about XTS being a game changer and all of that. And it's like, yeah, no, that was nothing. XTS was like, the Tornado Battlers were fun and everything else was kind of lame. But like this is actually extreme. This is the real extreme top system.
Mm-hmm. No, it's very nice to see that they're really going for it. That I'm so excited to see when season 2 hits, or when we're closer to the end of the generation, we're gonna look back at Drawn Sword and be like, what the hell did they give us? This is a paperweight, because the other ones are gonna look like burst bays and they're gonna be so intricate and everything, and they're like, this is a flat. We have like an inversion cone here.
Yeah, we're on like triple deluxe semi defense flat now. Like, what were they thinking? Releasing a regular
Carbon
flat
fiber
performance
rubber flat.
tip? Carbon rubber whole flat. Carbon rubber whole low flat. Oh god. Takara, don't listen.
CWOLF
Oh my god.
522.
Oh lord. Okay, Takara, ignore everything that we just said. We were joking. But I don't
The
know,
naming
man.
scheme is clever. Don't overcomplicate it, please. I'm already confused, man.
I hope they do keep it simple throughout Gen 1. I think there's so much potential to be had with what they have now. Already we're seeing different lengths for the gear teeth, different amounts of gear teeth. Not to mention, how many blades are on the ratchet. They still have a ton of other ratchet sizes to go up to now. And then I think with the blades, it's very, it's simple enough to where it's like, it gets the point across and it gets the job done, but it's also unique and intricate enough to stand out on its own and be unique. It's like, you look at a Beyblade X Bane, it's like, that's a Beyblade X Beyblade. That's not Burst, it's not Metal Fight, it's not Plastic Gen, it's its own thing. And I think that's definitely a good thing. Now, one thing that Ilinuk did say in Zanki's recent stream from when we're recording this at the time, was that maybe season 2 or UX or whatever is a hybrid system, a hybrid wheel system for X, like we got in Metal Fight. I think that would be really cool if we got like if they separated the blade and the plastic part of the blade, and then you have
Oh,
that.
you're talking like a synchro, like what they did with the end of Metal Fight?
No, just like no, what they did with Metal Fusion. So like we had pre-hybrid wheel
Oh,
when Metal Fight
oh
started.
yeah, and then the plastic comes out. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like I really hope we get something like that where we can like, so like the blade obviously is the part that connects to the launcher, and then you get the gear chip. Oh, imagine interchangeable gear chips. That would be cool. Or maybe that's just
Oh, we're
still.
probably gonna get metal gear chips at one point.
You know what? Yeah, if we did get interchangeable gear chips, feather chips and metal chips would be really cool, and that would be a nice nod to Metal Fight, having that like
Mm-hmm.
central top weight or lightness on the blade would definitely be cool. And I think with bits, you could probably do like different materials for the top, like the upper shaft of the bit, or I think it's called the insert, where it goes into the middle of where you insert it into the ratchet before it hits the plate. It would be interesting if we got like metal shafts and all that key in, and then maybe carbon fiber, like a lighter plastic or something. If we got like different materials that change the weight, would be really, really cool. If we had like interchangeable gear teeth, interchangeable shafts, interchangeable blades on the ratchet, and then of course separated like blades. And I guess you could call the plastic part a mount, since you mount the ratchet onto it. So you have like a blade, and then you have a mount. If we had like hybrid wheel for Beyblade X, that would be really cool to see.
I'm sure the custom scene is already got some plans in the work, but
Yeah.
Takara Tomy is about to literally destroy our brains and turn them into applesauce with these next year of Beyblade X, because we thought when we saw Drawn Sword, it was the most futuristic thing ever. And now we see this Phoenix Wing, and I don't know what to think about it, because it doesn't look like it's anywhere comparable to what a drawn sword should look like. It's like, what is this Beyblade, man? They're bringing out the gear teeth that literally, that thing looks beefy as ever. That bit looks massive.
I think the
And just like, I think it's the gears that extend down, the beefiness of that bit along with the wyvern, like, looks like it. I see that wyvern bit and it reminds me of a damn whale
the
lord from
the
Pokemon for some reason.
this
I
one.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It just made me think of the lines on a whale, and it just looks really chonky.
Interesting.
I don't know. That's what I saw when I first saw the Wyvern bit. But no, I'm excited to see what they actually do with these new releases. And you can only do so much with each of the types of Beyblade, so they've got a lot of work to do to personalize them and get really technical. Because, as we know, Beyblade X is a sport, and these are going to be very scientific designs to make them consistent and work properly. And that's just something we're going to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely very excited for the end of this year, beginning of next year. There's going to be a lot of hype. Of course, going back to Ball of Bays real quick. So we know that the X22 is going to be Phoenix Wing with the string launcher, and we know that Wyvern Gale is going to be the Random Booster Volume 2 Prize Bay, and then we're going to get the soft case in December as well. And the booster's going to be in January for BX26. So now, one thing that we do not know is we do not know what is going to be the starter for BX23. It may be Phoenix Feather. It could be something completely different that we haven't
Mm-hmm.
seen. I think it probably will be Phoenix Feather, um, but I could be wrong. I don't think it's been confirmed yet. But I'm curious about the soft case. I think everyone is definitely, after seeing the Beyblades now, very hyped for all of the December Beyblades that are coming out. I'm still very
Mm-hmm.
excited for that soft case. I'm curious to see what they do with that. And I know a lot of
Click
people
on
are
those
like,
launchers there. What date are these launcher bundles coming out? Are those in December also?
no, these already came out. They just I don't
Did
think
they?
Zanky updated the images because this is just bundles for the string launchers for BX18.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if they were like four black ones or if we got some other recolors.
Yeah, nah, it's probably just four black ones, I imagine,
Okay.
which
Sorry to
is
cut you
pretty
off there. I
cool.
was just curious.
No, you're fine. Yeah, but it's interesting to see what we're gonna get. Now, I am very curious for when Zanky's gonna update Mall of Bays to show UX products. So we'll see prices for relative for what is it, Mall of Bays, of course, and then
Mm-hmm.
we'll see maybe if there's anything new with the boxes that they do or something like that. I guess we'll find out when we cross that bridge. But
Because I was just gonna say that I was like, well, the Zanki updated it like 3 months worth of products, and we're getting down to the last month and a half. Because I know January's not gonna have a single booster. So there's
yeah, true.
probably going to be another 10 items that he's going to upload here by December, I'd like to say. So
Hmm.
definitely keep an eye out on Mall of Bays because he does a great job at posting new products. And I wish that Takara Tomy didn't just clinch down on everyone as soon as it released because he used to literally leak all of them as soon as he got them. But then they were like, "You're gonna get like shut down." Everyone was mad about the leaks because of the battle pass and everything that they weren't able to actually release stuff. And so Zenki has to do these blackouts, and it's like, "Oh, come on, man. It was so cool when we knew 3 months ahead what we were going to get." But I guess it makes sense. You got to hype up the products.
Yeah, you gotta leave that element of mystery, leave us guessing, which I guess makes it fun. We have a little more to talk about when we do Play Dragons, and then there's a lot of other content that people can make around that. I know Zanky does a lot of discussions, and Zanky's always busy with new stuff for everybody, which is awesome. But yeah, no, it was interesting when it's like I saw like right after BX14 came out, and then he just updates. We get like 15 through 26, and I'm like, what's even happening? And that was
I was
back when we
so
knew.
overwhelmed.
I think
So overwhelmed. I'm like, I have to buy all this stuff. Come on.
it was crazy. I'm like, what is happening with this? But then it's like you see the months. It's like October, November, and then December, and then January. So at least it's like not all coming out at the same time, because if it was, I don't know how they expect anyone to pay for all of this stuff. Hell, my wallet was crying after I bought these three items. Although I am happy I
Mm-hmm.
did. the extra parts, are nice, for variation purposes for some of the content I like to do. But definitely excited for the new products coming out next month and in January, and we'll probably get some more updates on the January products. Although I would not be too upset if we only get one booster in January. If that's our only January release, I'm okay with that. Because let me tell you, man, $200 on... Oh my goodness, there's no sale on the BX22 anymore. I just noticed that. Anyways. But yeah, no, so December's gonna kill the wallets. I don't know, maybe I'll order this stuff at the end of December. But I need to have a job by then. I gotta figure that out, so... But anyways, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. A lot of, not too much to talk about with the anime today, which is fine, because we had so much to go over with the products, which I'm happy that there was so much that we learned from last time and stuff that we got, shown this time from Koro Koro. So a lot of buzz going on right now. It's, very exciting to be in the thick of it, but, I'm very excited for next month and the month after. And of course, the whole, until we get to the end, it's gonna be awesome. So that about wraps it up for me, Elliot. Anything else you got?
Nope. The anime's coming along. We got some good stuff to work with next week. So we'll jump right into that. Of course, we try to keep this as engaging with you guys as possible. I know it's an hour-long podcast. Not many of you guys like to really listen to all of them or all the way through, but yeah, I was just gonna think that we got Blazing Blader, is that his name?
Amazing.
Yeah, Blazing Blader. Shout out to you for your support on the last episode. We appreciate that. Sounds like you listen to multiple of our podcasts, so we like to know our fans enjoy it, and we like to think we make it as engaging as possible, but Hat Day might come back eventually.
Yeah.
But I think that'll do it for us. We'll see you guys next week with a new episode of anime and maybe some more leaks, because we never know when these leaks are going to come out. We just got these leaks in the last 2 days, so
yeah.
By then we could have renders or something. So we'll keep you guys updated. Maybe. But
I don't know. Renders, I'm not sure, but that's a rabbit hole for next time. So yeah, that's good, it for
guys.
us today, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
See you guys. Blade Dragons out.